Hey, Steve, how do we turn on the clock? All right. Perfect. Hi. Welcome. Hello.
Where is your guessing?
All right. Let's call this meeting to order, huh? Let's stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Roll call.
Chairperson Wendell.
Here.
Vice Chair Spencer. Vice Chair
Oh, they say you.
Lynn.
Here.
Commissioner Peachley is absent this evening. Commissioner Lujan.
Here.
Commissioner Potter.
Here.
Commissioner Zimmerman.
Here.
All right. We'll move to number 3 for adoption of agenda. Do we hear a motion?
I motion to accept the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, that passes with flying colors. All right, number 4, public comment on non-agenda items. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address the Recreation Commission on any matter not on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. The Commission Chair reserves the right to limit the speaker's time to 3 minutes. You're not allowed to make any personal attacks on individuals or make comments which are slanderous or which may invade an individual's personal privacy. All right, do we have any comments from the public? No? Any written commission or communication?
There is none.
All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and close number 4. All right, let's move on to number 5, discussion topics. 5.1, approve the Recreation and Parks Commission meeting minutes from October 2025. Does anyone have any?
Chairperson Wendell, if you notice, I actually included, and there are copies in the back as well, minutes from September 15th, as well as minutes for October 20th, based on Commissioner Pitchley's recommendation to bring back revised minutes that had changes.
Oh.
You actually have both of those copies from September and October, indicating the italicized revision based on, I don't know if you remember, but I had Commissioner Potter voting to close the meeting. He wasn't actually at the meeting, so we went ahead and made that change, and then we provided you copies with that. And then I would recommend, because you were only provided with those written documents this evening, at the same time the public was provided those documents, to allow the commissioners a chance to review them before making an adoption on the minute.
Okay, that sounds good. Should we just take a couple minutes here to review these? Cue the Jeopardy music. Boom, boom.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
So, motion to approve with the adjustments.
Is everybody else comfy with that?
Yes.
Do you want to second it, Lynn?
All right.
I put the first motion through. Did you want a second?
Oh.
With the
I
adjustments?
second the motion.
All right. All in favor of the minutes approving?
Aye.
Approve. Yes.
All right.
Aye.
Done. All right. 5.2, selection of new commissioner chairperson.
As it is customary at the end of the year to rotate and offer other individuals an opportunity to serve as chair, tonight before you is our standard item in regards to the selection of a new commission or chairperson based on the resolution passed in 1995. The city council appoints a commission to provide input and support for our department. This evening before you is an opportunity to select a new chairperson for 2026.
Oh.
Thank you for your time. I'm available for questions.
Oh, I was gonna nominate,
Andre?
Andre, but I think I got his last name wrong.
Seeing that Andre's not here, and I think we're all looking to nominate him, how does that work?
Is that okay?
Can we do that without him being here?
Or should we?
Accept Andre for chair.
Can we nominate?
Is that like a consensus?
Or we're asking
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But does he have to be here?
to accept.
I think he would want to be here.
Okay.
Should we table this to next month?
Absolutely, he would want to be here. So,
So we
if you would
table
like
it
to continue it.
Continue it to next
We could
month then.
continue it if that's the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to move 5.2 to next month's meeting.
I did see that next month's meeting was, I thought it was like a January 10th or something.
On a
Did that
Saturday?
get-
One of the items has the meeting in it, meeting times. So
Okay, I thought there was something changed, so.
I'll update that.
Yes.
We would like to vote. Was there a second to?
To table it?
So, yeah, because if,
You need a second to table.
I
okay,
second.
hold on, let me just,
Yeah. Is it possible to call him?
Is that my?
no, hold on, let me just double
Can we
check.
call him?
I think you would prefer to be here.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
I second it and table.
All right.
Okay. All in favor?
All
Aye.
right.
Aye.
Cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and deal with that next month, next year. All right, 5.3, Hangtown Creek Garden Proposal.
This by default, we need to table. I was unable to connect with the volunteers that wanted to discuss Hangtown Creek Garden proposal. But in preparation of that, I'd like to give you a brief summary of what I'm kind of looking at in regards to this proposal. So for those who may not know, our department oversees multiple community gardens throughout the city. And it's been overseen by Community Pride. One of these gardens is actually located behind the old Mosquito Outfitters building right up here off of, basically at the corner of Broadway and Main, right? So the interesting part around this community garden that is facilitated and overseen kind of by volunteers of Community Pride is that it's called a naturalist area for one particular reason. It's a naturalist area. Jennifer, who's kind of overseen it, really kind of takes hold of understanding the educational value behind it. And I see this because I want to really paint a clear picture around when people see garden, they see pretty flowers, they see vines, and it really kind of has this kind of visual garden-esque type of piece. However, this is more of a natural area that's near the creek bed. And so we've been talking a little bit about, okay, what kind of design would we like to kind of identify this as a naturalist area? Is it signage? Is it a bench? Is it perhaps some boulders to kind of create a perimeter, right? And so what I've noticed over the last years, I've been here a little over a year now, is when I say design, and there are multiple organizations and people who want to volunteer to do certain things within a community, which is great, whether it has to do with a bench or boulders or signage. I'm hoping that proposals such as this that come through Community Pride would come through the commission. So then that way, very similar to what we did last year with the Hangtown Little League, where they wanted to renovate the infield, they wanted to do a bunch of different things, and they were able to bring proposals to the commission to kind of talk it through with the public. I'm hoping to kind of do that with Community Pride and some new gardens and some other things, whether it has to do with benches or style or signage, because I think everyone in our community has a great passion and zeal to be able to do stuff, but we also want to create some standards to be able to do that. So this is the first step, to be able to bring those proposals that come into our office to the commission so we can kind of vet through and talk through some of those things. So, one day Dennis doesn't say, I like green signs downtown, but then on Thursday I feel like I want pink signs up on Broadway. I want us to kind of have some sort of general standard around, okay, if there's an organization or if there are volunteers and there are standards, okay, what are the signs gonna look like? What are we looking at here? Is it in this park and is it this public space? So that's the only reason I left it on the agenda, because I want us to kind of talk a little bit around that process. Unfortunately, it is the holiday season and we're hoping to work with schools and a bunch of different things, so it didn't really work out for this particular proposal. But I guess my bigger question for the group is, does this sound something that's formidable for us to be able to move forward in if there are organizations, volunteers, or projects that we're moving to put within our community and throughout our community to bring to the commission as kind of like the sounding board? It's more of a dialogue.
I think yes, but I have some questions.
Go ahead.
So has been dialogue outside of here with the volunteers, giving their ideas of what they would like?
Yes.
What are they?
So I believe a lot of this one in particular that we're talking about, specifically the Hangtown Creek Garden, it's really just the naturalists area. We want to be able to make sure that we're identifying the native plants that are there. We're not trying to bring in extra plants that aren't native to that particular space. We're also trying to delineate what is on the trail that can be manicured and landscaped, and what stuff that's in the creek, what items or greenery that's in the landscape that we don't want growlers bird going through and just ripping out, which unfortunately, because we are worried about flooding and fuel reduction and all those things, unfortunately in the last year it's happened, right? We've come through and we're like, okay, let's clear out this area, and the volunteers who are really focusing on kind of keeping that naturalist space haven't had a chance to go back through and say, identify, don't rip this one out, don't rip that one out, keep this one, rip that one out. And so some of those boundaries around that particular area are what we want to be able to do with those naturalist spaces, with the signage for education, bollards, or a bench. We've gotten a lot of questions around benches and a lot of things around that. And so those are just a few of ideas for this particular space. Identifying which is the naturalist area, which is the area we want to clean up, making sure we're not eradicating natural plants that are in the area, and then some other more aesthetically pleasing barriers, so then that way we're not eradicating natural things that are growing here that we don't want to.
All right,
It's a really long explanation, but
Yeah.
sorry.
it's okay. I think it's a great idea, actually, to bring the people, the community together to do something like that. I don't know if, as you said, green in this space and pink in this space, I think it all needs to be unified. Similar, I would say, putting the benches or rocks up and down the trail, if that's what you want. My idea, my thought.
The group that you referenced, what did you say it was, the Placerville Pride group for the
Community
garden?
Pride,
Community Pride.
they kind of work with our office to oversee.
Is that the group that would be leading the Hangtown Creek Garden proposal?
One of the volunteers in that group oversees that particular garden.
Okay. So from what I recall, when we had past discussions with that Community Pride group is, I recall that they were happy to be partnered with the city, but I also recall that they didn't want to be overly managed and set really strict guidelines for their creative gardening practices. That's what I can recall from past meetings. So I would say the best plan would have them come in for a discussion, because I don't want to end up in a situation where we have all these ideas and set all these rules on how we think they should garden a specific space that they're volunteering for, when they have the talent and a lot of natural interest and knowledge about these spaces. I'm not inclined to take that from them, and that was the feedback that I can recall in the past from that particular group. So I would still want to make sure it's a very, very open dialogue, and get their feedback without first coming in with setting rules and regulations, especially on something that I don't know very much about plants whatsoever. I know that there needs to be some general standards for signage and such. I do believe that there would be some rules already established in City of Placerville's ordinances for what is already expected for signage. If there's things like benches that needs to have some standard aesthetics, I'm sure that that group would be open to understanding that there need to be some general guidelines. However, I've seen communities that have done beautiful art spaces in their parks and recreation areas. Even just down the street from me, the church at the corner, at the bottom of like Conrad, they had an artist come through and paint the whole corner of one of their broken down walls, and they actually had a local party for this artwork that this artist had done. And you can drive right by, everyone can see it. It's right downtown Placerville near the walking bridge. So I would just like to make sure that we're not overly burdening these volunteers with overreaching rules for their volunteerism. That's my thoughts.
The plan is to have them come back next meeting, okay? Yeah. I think it's all pointing in a good direction, in my humble opinion. Do we have public comment on 5.3? No. Continue discussion on this? No? All
Well, I
right.
think that the continued discussion would be bringing it back for them to be here, right?
Right.
Okay.
Perfect. And that's going to happen. We don't need to make a
Regardless.
motion for that, right?
Okay. Perfect.
Great. All right. 5.4 Adult Softball League discussed. We're going to discuss the 8-game format.
Thank you, Chairperson Wendell and Commission. Tonight before you is a conversation in regards to some feedback that staff would like to gain your understanding and really some dialogue around the amount of games per season. And just to give you a little bit of background, at the beginning of this upcoming year in January 2026, there's a 40-cent increase in minimum wage. So it's going to go from $16.50 to $16.90. That takes our cost per softball game, it goes up, right? We have some other ancillary costs that are direct costs in regards to softball in general. One of those costs that we are unique for is the travel fee, so that goes into there as well. We took both of these to City Council last week, Tuesday, in regards to really looking at the price per game. What we're talking to you about tonight is the formatting of those games, and I'll turn it over to Matt because I'm sure he's got more insight around it. He's been doing it for a long time and he knows what he's talking about. But basically what we're trying to propose and talk about tonight is the difference between us, where we used to offer what we are calling 8 games, which is kind of that softball, total max around playoffs. Right, so you would get 7 games plus that 8th game, and we normally put basically 4 teams in the playoffs. I'm kind of saying too much, but I'll turn it over to Matt. With that said, we would like to talk to you a little bit around the different formats for those and the amount of games per season. So, Matt, you want to touch on it a little bit? No. That's basically what our question is.
What's our recommendation?
My recommendation would go to 7 games, 8 games total, versus the 10 games. Before you, if you want more information about how much the cost per game, staff are here to answer any of those questions, but I know this has been kind of contentious in the past, so we wanted to bring it to you guys before we launched it.
So one of the things I would add is if we keep it the way it is, it's going to be $800, $799. And based on comments that have been brought before you guys before and things that we've heard, we just feel like that's just probably too much. I was hoping that some of the softball community would be here tonight to provide some feedback. Unfortunately, they're not. So we're proposing to go back to how it used to be, which is basically 7 weeks plus some. Everybody, you're guaranteed 7 games, and then at minimum, there's 4 teams that would go to the playoffs. And that fee would be $640. So we're recommending to go back to how it used to be, how all of our other sports are, how most, agencies are, just to help keep that cost per game down. Now, the one thing that we cannot do is add a 3rd season in. So, one of the things we did was we went away from the 8 weeks, 3 8-week seasons to 2 10-week seasons. And we're just recommending we just come back with 2 8-week seasons, just because the field and the weather conditions, the times have changed dramatically over the years, and we just don't think we can get 3 seasons in. So our recommendation is to go back to the 8-week season at $640 per team.
Hey, Matt, how many teams were there this year?
34 times 2, 68 for the whole year.
68 teams?
Yeah.
2 seasons?
No, 34
34.
teams per season.
Right. All right.
Or per league, 2 leagues a year. So 64 total.
Did the umpires' fees go up this year? I think they did. Didn't
Yes, that was the majority of the cost. The umpire fees went up a total of approximately $980, whereas minimum wage was more than half that at $402. So the majority of the fees is because of the umpire costs.
Hey, Lewis, I got a question for you. You were pretty engaged with the softball group, right?
Mhm.
What are they going to say to this 7 week? What do you think they're going to say?
Well, that's what I was thinking about was I recall the fees being very, very important to them
Yep.
to keep minimal.
Yep.
So, I mean, unless it's something that we're bringing back, I know you mentioned you were hoping that they'd be here
The
tonight.
activity guides go into print tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So, from what I can recall, is it was important to them to keep the cost down. So, what is it currently right now again?
The proposed fee, the current
Not the
fee for
proposed, the
9 games
current.
was $776.
$776.
It was currently $776, and then if we kept the same format with the 9 games, it would have went up to $799.
Okay. And if we go to 2 seasons, 7 weeks, then it's 640.
Goes to 640.
I mean, based on what I can recall, they wanted something that was more easy on the pocketbook.
So they played 10 games, though, 10 weeks, correct?
Currently.
So that's $79
Currently.
per game. And you have 640 for 7. That's $90 per game.
So that's not, and that was,
No, I'm just,
no, it's a good question.
they're going to throw it out.
It is 9 games. The 10th game is the playoff.
Okay, 9
Because
games.
there's a lower amount of
All right.
teams.
So,
Most of the
so it's a
teams
bit
make
more.
the playoffs.
Okay, gotcha. A little bit
Right?
more money. Fair enough.
Like the Rams, they're going to make the playoffs, in case you didn't know that.
They're wrong.
The teams who don't make the playoffs, they don't get to play that extra game because they're at home watching it from the couch.
That's right.
Because our amount of teams that we have, 4 teams, they're all making the
Fair
playoffs.
enough.
We get more teams at that same price point, guess what? They're not all going to make the playoffs. So there is a debate between, man, I'm getting more games. I don't want to be mean, but the winners are going to get more games. But the price point per game
It's going to be lower. It is going to be lower.
for those who win, but the price point per game is the same. I'm still paying umpires, still paying scorekeepers. I'm not paying for electricity. I'm not paying for water. These are things that the city is holding within our management, because if I added in some of those things, we went from 200 teams years ago to 34.
Yeah.
And based on conversations that you've had with Wendy, who, as well, she's pretty close with it. This seems like this is the best idea.
I want to say that people really understand the price per game.
Yeah.
I mean, at $7.99, if anyone's selling something, $6.40 sounds better than $7.99.
Yeah, I feel like that would be something that would be more welcomed. I think the $7.99 will cause an uproar, but also too is it gives them the opportunity to try that season, and we can also collect feedback going forward. Like, hey, would you guys rather pay the higher price for the extra games? I think it creates that opportunity, but I think at the end of the day, the price point was a very big concern to the players. So I feel like we could avoid giving everyone a heart attack if they see a $6.40 price tag instead. That would be my recommendation.
So this comes to mind. Thanks, Larissa, for that. With a lower price point, more teams come in. Can we handle those more teams?
So just so there's some context around it too, right? The city and the other agencies are adjusting their fees right
Yep.
now, right, as they go into the upcoming. So the city of Auburn in 2022, they were playing 10 games at $650. They don't have like the travel fee. They don't have some of those other things that we have to pay and we have to add on for, right? El Dorado Hills, they're paying $510 for 7 games and top 4 teams make playoffs. This actually brings us into competition with them, right? Because at one point last year, we were over $700 for almost the same amount of games. Can we find more teams? Potentially. But even to Matt's point, where we are right now with the amount of games that we're playing per season, we're tight. The weather's shifting. I mean, other agencies this past year actually had to do refunds, from what I recall. I won't reference them specifically, but because the rain is coming faster, they're not getting all the games in. This actually gives us a more manageable season within that time period.
Yeah.
To answer Mr. Potter's question, we could probably take 100 teams per season. We have 34, so we could take a lot of teams.
This is not.
We could take 16 teams per weeknight, and then we can take probably 20 plus teams on a Sunday. I mean, that's if we're absolutely maxed out, and I don't see that probably ever happening again.
Yeah,
Back in the heyday in the 90s,
it gives us
it
something to
was maxed
sell.
out like that everywhere, every night of the week, and it's not like that anywhere anymore. So,
Okay,
so we can, yes, definitely take more teams.
thanks.
Do I? If I was going to predict and say, is the cost going to get more teams? I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I don't know that that's going to make a difference.
Well, the cost is better this year over what we're planning than it was this past year, so you're saving a lot of money. All right, thank you.
Do we have public comment on 5.4? No. This is not an actionable item, right?
I think we should take some recommendation.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I would like to make a motion that we go with your recommendation.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Done.
No,
Just a question though, does it need to be agendized since it's under the discussion topics on the agenda, can a motion be made for it?
yeah, it's a discussion topic. It's an action item. I mean, really, it's a recommendation that you're making to me. Honestly, in all fairness to the situation, let's say I get 700 people knocking at my door, and they're like, "Charge me $7.99." Okay. You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wondered.
I just want to make sure that people feel like we're having this conversation and we're all on the same page.
Yeah. I don't think it's that complicated. I think
I just wasn't sure. Thank you.
all right.
Thank you.
Great. All right. 5.5 Youth Fund update.
All right, so I have an update for you guys. Since our last, it's been a while since I've given you an update. So since our last update, we had 38 requests. The majority of them, 22 of them, were for our youth basketball league, and the fund paid out $2,520.50. And our current estimated fund balance is $19,334.62. So the fund is doing good. So.
Oh, that's nice. Do we have any discussion about this, folks? No? Any public comment on this? No. Well, gosh, thank you, Matt. Let's move on to 5.
I'd like to add one other thing.
Oh, sure.
Just because me and Matt were talking about it the other day, and we did have an inquiry in regards to the funding wall in our hallway at Town Hall. Just to clarify, Matt, what's the threshold to be able to, because I know we have a lot of visitors that come in and out and they're like, when are you updating your board? When are you updating? Because we do have smaller and larger donations that come in on a regular basis. However, remind me again what the threshold is to get up on the wall?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's $500. But I don't remember that off the top of my
And
head.
we have been getting smaller amounts, a couple people just kind of walking in, but in order for us to be able to update that wall, it's not like we're doing it on a regular basis. There's a specific threshold. If you'd like to learn more, please contact our office. We'll give you the details.
Well, we usually update it every January.
There you go. Just because someone asked, and I wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you guys.
Well, you're welcome. Well, let's move to 5.6, proposed rescheduling meetings to the third Tuesday. Well, that is a tongue twister. Third Tuesday of the month. Director.
Thank you. Just recently, the Planning Commission had adjusted their schedule to meet on the first Tuesday of the month. If we recall last year when we first talked about meeting on the Mondays, there was some concern around holidays hitting those Mondays. The planning commission has since revised their meeting schedule, and they'll be meeting once a month on Tuesdays, which opens up that third Tuesday for us. So my recommendation to the commission is to kind of streamline and standardize when are public city meetings. If city council's meeting twice a month on Tuesdays, planning commission is meeting once a month on Tuesdays, I would like to have a conversation and see what the commission thinks about meeting once a month on Tuesdays as well. So then that way, basically every Tuesday, city council or planning commission or recreation commission would have a meeting here at town hall.
I like that.
Kind of cleans up the Monday thing for January and February,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Keeps it consistent for the public.
keeps it consistent for the public.
Yeah. Tuesday's a good day.
So that would be an action item, because then we would have to change the website, we'd have to go through and adjust a few things, but yeah, that would be my staff's recommendation.
I prefer that. You guys all feel
Yeah.
good about that?
Yeah.
Does that work for you guys?
It's a little complicated with my work schedule, because I planned my schedule pretty far out.
Yeah.
So when we had done the calendar and I had already kind of booked it out for the year. Give me 1 second, just look this over real fast. Okay, and then my other question is, are we doing the January 10th meeting, and were we still, well, of course, January 19th is a holiday, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even know if we were planning to do the meeting then. So, would we be starting February? The 3rd?
Could potentially start in
Tuesday.
February. So as part of my update, but I'll jump into it now, January 10th was for Adopt a Trail.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't anticipated on whether all of the commissioners wanted to be there or just some of the commissioners wanted to be there. But if 3 of you showed up, then I would technically have to post it as a public meeting. So January 10th is actually Adopt a Trail meeting that you're all invited to. And so we're gonna post it so that you can all be there. But it is gonna focus specifically on Adopt a Trail. We will still want another rec commission meeting in January. My hope was, if we had the conversation about not having it on Mondays anymore, it would kind of take care of itself and we would meet on that Tuesday. So it's kind of like a quick fix.
Larissa, how far out are you?
So I already have a Girl Scout event planned that Tuesday, and I had put the calendar meeting for Monday the 19th, but I also, looking at it, I also see it was the holiday.
How's your February look?
So, I mean, I did want to be there for the Adopt a Trail. So I happen to be in Southern California for a week, the 5th through the 12th. So I would prefer to be there if that's something that could get moved potentially to February. And then going forward,
Okay.
also, I mean, if you guys have a Park and Rec meeting the 20th, I will miss it because of that Girl Scout event, but I could change my schedule. It looks like starting February to do the 3rd Tuesday. And it makes it, I think, more cohesive, like he was saying, with City Council and Planning
Start in
Commission.
February. The third Tuesday in February.
Sure.
We can start that. It'd be great.
I mean, in all fairness, this was something that I just put on the agenda when I posted it last week because I knew that I wanted to kind of standardize it. And I wanted to try and catch those Mondays, but it really is at the pleasure of the board, whatever you guys think is gonna work best.
I think it makes a lot of sense, actually. So it's fine with me.
I do too. Before we make a motion, does anybody else have any comments?
You want to come in?
Do we?
I can see one other thing too, and I don't know if this was something that you were referencing. We have had members of commissions or councils like call in. So if you are away, and we did have one, I just wanted to present that as an option.
For the 10th, you mean, for that?
I'm just saying in general.
Oh, yeah, no,
Not
I
just in
recall
general.
that. Yeah, it's just the 20th, it's like, it is, it's a very present, like, I won't be so occupied with the children, so, like, the 20th, I just know I'm out for, because it's a scheduled event with them.
The 19th is the
The
holiday.
19th's the holiday, yeah, so I don't know if it was gonna be canceled anyway. So, I mean, starting February works for me, but I don't know if we want to miss a meeting in January.
We can,
Um,
I could actually, and I'm just making this up because we're talking about it, but if the meeting on the 10th is at 9 o'clock, then we can extend it. I mean, and the meeting's only going to be like 1 or 2 hours. So
mhm.
if there's something that's significant, I'm already posted an agenda, then we can kind of carry it after if there's something that's significant. And that could serve, the 10th could technically serve as our January meeting if you guys don't want to meet on the 20th.
If you guys do that as the meeting, then I could probably zoom in for that, right? Because I'll be down there, but I'm not gonna be. I'm just gonna be healing. So during the 10th, I could zoom in. That would be
Be
fine
fine.
if that works.
Yeah.
Does that work? Or is that too formal? Was it going to be more of a casual conversation with the group
Probably more
that
of a
day?
casual conversation.
Okay.
Did you have a question?
I know for high school schedule, a lot of like games ends up on Tuesdays.
Oh,
Um,
that's a good question.
but none of my games, so it works for me. But like next year, I know a lot like volleyball games end up on Tuesdays. Boys soccer ends up on Tuesdays. I'm not sure about baseball or how softball is yet, but I know a lot of sporting events end up on Tuesdays. But this is just for like future references for like future youth commissioners. Like,
It'd make it hard for them to.
yeah, it'd make
come
it hard
forward.
for them to like
Well,
show up.
or even parents
Yeah.
that are interested in local topics.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's good to know. I mean, with that information, I'd be more inclined to keep it Mondays, but
I think we could try it. I mean, you're with us for a while,
Yeah.
so I mean, I like the idea of consistency. And but do we want to hear from the public? Right? Anybody public?
Yeah. Well, this Tuesday, and it's just like it's because I have finals on Wednesday. That's the only reason why they moved it to Tuesday. But it's only this Tuesday, and I believe it should only be this Tuesday. I can check real quick. But But I've checked and it looks like most of my games are gonna be on like Wednesdays and Fridays.
All right. Well,
I don't know if I heard a motion.
not yet. No. To make a motion to move the meetings to Tuesday starting in February.
I just have a quick question. Sorry. If we move the meetings to Tuesday, will that hinder your participation going forward, or will you still be able to participate on Tuesdays? How does it affect your schedule?
I know in January. I gotta check. I'm not. It's looking like all my games are on Wednesdays and Fridays, so I can do Tuesdays. But if like there's a holiday on like a day or something, then yeah, they might switch it to a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Okay. So does that happen often where they switch it, or
No, I
rarely?
believe it's only this Tuesday because of
Okay.
finals. But I believe so. And even then, soccer only lasts till like the start of February. So like February, like the first week of February, either the first or the second week of February. So after that, it's all good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because if you're able to fulfill the Tuesdays, I would be inclined to still switch it. But if it hindered you, then I'd be like, no. So so if you're able to fulfill the Tuesdays, then I would motion to move it to Tuesdays starting February.
I second.
Yeah, I can do February.
February. Okay.
17th.
All right. We got a second. All in favor?
I
All right. Look at that.
Timing, is it going to be 5? Okay, I'm just going to put it in right now so I have it on the calendar.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 5.7 pickleball court access keys status update.
Yes, I just want to let everybody know that on January 5th, the locks will be changed out at the pickleball and the tennis courts, and you can buy your key now for $20 here at Town Hall.
Ooh, that's
So if you
great.
want to get a 2026 key, purchase them now.
That's amazing. Do we have any discussion on this?
What's the cost now?
$20.
$3.
Sorry, what was that?
How much is it for a key?
Can you talk about
How much is it for a key?
$20 for
$3.
for the year,
$20. That's great.
no matter when you buy it. You buy it.
And we are not recycling keys.
If you buy it tonight, this year's key, you only get it through the end of the month. But you can buy 2 tonight for 40, and you can have next year.
You get a Ginzu knife.
That's half of 80.
How many games do you get with that key?
It's unlimited.
Yeah. Till 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, that's amazing. And I see them out there playing when I drive by there. At
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's
10 o'clock,
neat.
Any public comment on 5.7?
Does that key work the tennis courts as well?
Yes, it's same key, works both tennis and pickleball.
Does that key also work the tennis courts at El Dorado?
No,
Okay.
yeah. And not at Union Mine either.
Ponderosa?
No.
Not the bell tower either.
Not the belt.
Not the bell.
My side was fast.
Okay. I like to move on. 5.8 department update.
Thank you, Commission. Just a couple of brief things. I know we talked a little bit around the community survey. It's been a very busy season, so I didn't want to let it go. I'm going to revisit it in January and February to make sure that we can come back with all of those questions and all of the feedback that we got during our last meeting around some of that and that dialogue. Adopt a Trail meeting is on January 10th. I encourage the public, the commission, and those individuals who want to be involved to please join us. That's a great opportunity for everyone to provide some feedback before we formally start that program. We are going to be talking about a few fees coming up here next season. At the beginning of next year, more particularly the top two right now, we're going to take a look at Goldbug Park and Mine fees and eventually aquatics fees. Sorry, did I miss one? No? There may be a few other ones that we're looking at, facility rentals, the banner on Main Street, all of those fees that we oversee through community services. We'll be able to bring back through to you guys before we take to City Council. And youth basketball, I'm sorry, thank you very much. So we'll bring those to you here shortly. And then again, thank you everybody for your support this last month, both for the tree lighting and for the Christmas parade. I know both events were very, very successful, and I'm very thankful to everyone in the community for all of their continued support. And with that said, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
Adopt the Trails at 10 o'clock?
Adopt a Trail is at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, meeting here?
Meeting here.
Okay. Thank you.
And then, sorry, I just have a question. So if I'm zoomed in for that, does there have to be any formalities, or how would that work while I'm out of town?
I will work with IT. And then
Okay,
we can,
and just let me know.
Yeah, we'll
Kind of go from there.
absolutely.
Okay, and then is there no meeting, like formal commission meeting then for January, or is,
I don't believe that was what we had agreed to. I think we're just gonna start in February.
okay,
Have the 10th as our meeting. Is that correct, guys?
17th is our, 17th will be the meeting, starting on Tuesday. Is that what you're talking about?
On the February?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and then will January 10th be the formal meeting? Okay, so then I'll
If
be
there's
zoomed
anything
in
that comes
anyways.
up.
Okay,
you know.
all right, so we'll just,
I
you'll
think what
keep us
she's asking
posted on
is,
that.
will there be a meeting other than, because there's supposed to be one on the 19th, there won't be one other than the 10th.
Yeah, since there won't be one on the 19th.
That's a holiday anyways.
Correct.
Yeah, since
just
it's
the
the
10th.
holidays.
Yep.
Okay then, all right, so then I'll look for your update for that, for the
Okay.
10th. All right.
Perfect. And there's any public comment on 5.8? All right. Well, it's been my pleasure being your chair for this year. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much. And
Yeah, you
We
still got
could,
at least
yeah.
one more meeting.
but happy holidays.
I have a question.
More things to go.
Andre,
Okay.
if Andre is at the Adopt a Trail, can we vote him in then?
I will confirm with him to make sure that he's available, because it wasn't a normal, it was on a Saturday.
Sure, I understand.
Let me coordinate with him, and then I'll send out notices of.
Perfect, thank you.
Perfect. Happy holidays. Have fun. You guys be careful out there. It's a wild world. and we'll see you next year. Adjourned.